Yo! Welcome back to One More Mana. My name is Derik, and today we are getting into the top 5 cards from Strixhaven that make me say bruh. And we are going to get into the versatility of bruh today and kind of see the different emotions that it can go with. And I'm very excited to get into kind of some of the craziness that is coming with Strixhaven. We are combining both the main Strixhaven set and the Commander products because my brain can't keep track of which is in which, so we're just going to make it nice and simple for me. But before we get into this list, definitely head over to TCG Player. Any of the crazy cards that maybe make you say bruh, maybe you want your opponents to say it. Either way, you can find it on TCG Player, and TCG Player is amazing. Like I always say, you can find your local game stores on there. You can go ahead and use the affiliate link down in the description below as well. You can help support the channel in the process. Anything you want's on there, and we really always do appreciate all the help. And one last aside before we do get into this list, definitely come hang out and check out Commander Petty on Saturdays at 8:30 Eastern time. We do post the videos during the week, so you can't catch it if you're not available, but we definitely encourage you to come hang out live. It is always petty. It's always a good time. And when you come in live, you can join in on that trash talk, because I mean, you can probably tell this is kind of why most of us on the channel play Commander. We like to talk some friendly trash. Come jump in on it. It is always super fun. But let's get into this list. And like with most of my lists, I like to cheat, because if you're not cheating, you're not trying. And I like to start with an honorable mention just to squeeze in a little extra on here. And the honorable mention, I feel like, really starts this theme of versatility with bruh. So bruh is not just a word, it is a way of life. It is an emotion. It is a feeling. It is everything. And for this next one, you're going to see this versatility, because you have the kind of the angry, like confused and unhappy, like bruh, but you can also have just utter surprise and be like bruh. Or you can be in a situation where you're just not believing what somebody's trying to sell, and it's more of just like a bruh. And that is what this honorable mention is. And it's Professor Onyx. I'm sorry, Lily, you're great. Liliana, you can make all these zombies, you can do all this cool stuff. Nobody is buying that disguise. Like, I get it, you're using a fake name, and you're just like, oh, nobody's gonna tell this and that. What I think is going on is it's kind of like a sympathy thing. Like, they kind of feel bad because the disguise is so bad that they don't want to say anything because they don't want to make her feel bad. So they're just kind of going along in the process. And it's kind of like a wink, wink, like, okay, Professor Onyx, that's 100% what's going down. And for that reason, despite the fact I think the card's awesome, art looks cool, everything's good about it, it is going to make me say bro every time I see it. Then at number 5, we have a card that basically, there's so many cards at this point in these recent sets that it's just hard to keep track of everything. And so many times when I find myself playing in Commander games, I see a card, and even if I've read it and remembered when it got previewed, I don't remember what it did. I barely remember it exists. And it's kind of exciting because it feels like there's all these brand new cards that you don't know exist every time you play. But this is one that it's going to draw confusion, and that is Body of Research. Body of Research is the card where you get a token with +1 counters equal to the number of cards in your library, which, this is 100% seems like a card that said would draw with the crayon before a game and just make up and play, and I wouldn't question it. And maybe that's why it makes me feel that way. But you know, a year from now, inevitably, when my little brain forgets this card exists and someone plays it against me for the first time, I am 100% gonna be like, bruh, like, that's not real. Like, come on, that stop making stuff up. Take the silver border cards out of your deck and let's play some real Magic. And then I'm gonna look dumb because it is a real card. But yes, this card is so ridiculous and over the top in every way I love. But at the same time, the level of ridiculousness does reach on the scale of bruhness. It is reaching that threshold, and for good reasons. But you still gotta say it when you see it. Then at number 4, we have, this is going back to the roots of the first bro video, Harness Infinity. This is where you're swapping your hand. I'm looking at hand and graveyard. I need to look at it again when I said it. You're swapping your hand in your graveyard, which is such a simple sentence that without the context of what that means doesn't seem like much. It's like, here's an example. If someone just asks you out of nowhere this simple sentence, do you have car insurance? That doesn't seem very threatening. It doesn't seem crazy. It seems very calm. Everything's all fine and good. But if you let your friend borrow your car and an hour later they call you and ask that same question, do you have car insurance? That takes on a whole different meaning, and all of a sudden you're broing them like, hold up, what? And that's what Harness Infinity does. If that analogy didn't make sense, it did in my head, so we're going to stick with it. Harness Infinity is just so broken. This is the type of thing where I can think of all types of dumb stuff I really want to do with it, whether it's just, I want a giant hand. I want to bring back stuff for value late game. But I'm sure the combos and just ridiculous, basically like I'm just gonna win on the spot with this card, things that are gonna happen are insane. And it's, I don't like exiling people's graveyards. It just feels wrong. It feels rude. And I also like graveyards myself. But this is the type of card, just the fact that it exists does make me kind of want to play more graveyard hate. Because, yeah, bruh, stuff's going to be going down when this gets played. Then at number 3, we have Belladros Witherbloom. This card is absolutely insane. A 7-mana 4/4 dragon. It does the whole every upkeep, the whole Ophiomancer thing, except you can keep getting them. So every upkeep, you're getting a token, and then you can pay 10 life to untap all of your lands. I didn't even mention these tokens can gain you life when they die, so that 10 life doesn't even matter. This 100%, when I first saw it, both based on the art and the fact that these little pest tokens are kind of awesome, I loved it. I was immediately drawn to it. I was like, I need to build this. This is super cool. And then I stopped and thought about the shenanigans that are going to be going down with this card. And my biggest issue is, I think it's awesome, I think it's cool, but the bruhness is again going to be in the untapping of the lands. And I realize, you know what? You can only do it once each turn. I just feel like this is going to lead to long turns. I feel like with all the tokens going on and everything going on, and you're going to be tapping in, this seems like it's going to head a deck where this is not the only time you're untapping those lands. And the first time it's going to be super cool. Big dragon dude flying around, untapping lands, making pests, and everybody's having a good time. But then like turn 9 or 10, when you got your Sword of Feast and Famine and your Wilderness Wreck and your Seedborn Muse and this, and you're untapping 17 times a turn, and all of a sudden everybody's turn is your turn. That's when the eyes start rolling and the brush start rolling out, because I don't want that to be the case with this card. I really want to love it, but I'm going to be terrified every time I see it. Then at number 2, for the second most bro-worthy card in this set, it is Essex Fractal Bloom. And this is really just for one reason. And I think this is just a thing with this set in general. The cards that are eliciting these responses, I love all of them. They actually all seem super cool. There's just little things about them that I got my eye on, I'm concerned about. And Essex literally is basically just here because math can hurt my head sometimes. And it's gonna, when someone plays it, that person, okay, if you're the person that's going to play Essex, 1, more good taste. I like where your head's at. 2, please be good at math so I don't have to do the math. Because if you start playing your Squirrel Dude Druid men that'll be on the screen, or you start playing your Avenger of Zendikars or anything like that in combination with this card, and you just start pooping tokens that are turning into other tokens, which therefore poop more tokens in some sort of demented token human centipede type deal of poop train. It's a lot going on, and please just have it all sorted out, because if not, you play it and it turns into like 5 minutes of let's do math on webcam essentially, I will be sitting there very heavily sighing and saying bruh, because I love Magic. It's super fun. Don't always love math. And yeah, you know what, this is super on Quandrix theme now that I'm thinking about it. This is exactly what they wanted. They printed these Quandrix cards, and why do you think they're doubling tokens and throwing? They want us to do math. This is all a trick to get us to do math. And that is bro-worthy. So for the number 1 most bro-worthy card on this list, this is bro on a deeper level. So it is Octavia Living Thesis. And you're probably thinking like, what type of bro definition could this card meet? Like it just seems big, stompy, and cool. Like it doesn't seem to fit with everything else. And there's a reason. You got to look deeper. You got to look where they don't want you to look. So there's 8 times on Octavia, okay? On top of that, it's an 8/8. It makes 8/8s. Got 8 little tentacle leg thingies, all about 8s. Well, if you go back to, in my mind, the father of bruh, the poet Plies, his most popular song, in my mind, so to me, is Bruh Bruh. You look at Bruh Bruh, Bruh Bruh, 8 letters. Then when you go into the song in which he states, I've got stacks, bruh bruh. All my homies from the trap, bruh bruh. We ain't really worried about nothing, bruh bruh, because everybody over here strapped, bruh bruh. He has said the word bruh 8 times in that chorus, but there's more. In my favorite of his albums, Definition of Real, released in 2008, the 8th track on this album was called Watch Dis. Watch Dis, 8 letters. What are you doing right now? Watching Dis. So yeah, I feel like it doesn't need any more explanation than that. That's just, I just made science right there. Y'all witnessed it. and Octavia is the most bro-worthy card on this list. And that is going to do it for the top 5 most bro-worthy cards in Strixhaven. I really hope y'all enjoyed it. This is one of my favorite new series things. I know it's a little silly, a little out there, but it is just so much fun just looking at the cards that really just anything that can elicit a reaction. And most of the time with these cards is very positive. It really just gets me excited. These cards are just awesome. This set in general has very, very few eye roll moments for me. And every time I saw something new that seemed broken in some way, it was more getting my brain spinning, trying to brew stuff up, as opposed to like, oh gosh, I have to play against this. And it's kind of the best place for a set to be at. So I cannot wait to both be playing these cards and to be getting killed by them. Sounds like it's going to be a great time. And if y'all have any of your own most bro-worthy cards, definitely let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you so much to all the patrons. We love and appreciate y'all so much, and thank you for supporting what we do. So much exciting stuff. Again, I'm just gonna keep reiterating, Commander Petty, come check us out, come watch us be petty, come watch all my misplays, because there's a lot. Yeah, but until then, I will see y'all next time.